Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to look at a lot of reveals from Twilight Masquerade. It's kind of ridiculous how many reveals we've got from Twilight Masquerade. There are a lot of cards that have been revealed from Twilight Masquerade. So let's go and have a look at a bunch of cards from Twilight Masquerade. Have I said from Twilight Masquerade enough? I think I have. And let's start off with the reveal that came down from Pokemon themselves, Special Illustration Rare Greninja. Yeah, that's right. They went and showed off the Special Illustration Rare Greninja. I've not been able to decide properly how much I love this Greninja. Part of me looks at it and goes, oh my goodness, that's amazing, I love it. And part of me looks at it and goes, that card's a bit too busy. Maybe I don't love it quite so much. I cannot decide, but I know some people are going to love it. And it is a new Greninja, and that's pretty cool. And to be fair, it's a really nice card. Free energy, discard 2, and it does 120 to 2 of your opponent's bench is okay. But single energy, 170, search your deck for any card and put it in your hand, yes please. And look, I know it's a stage 2, and I know that's kind of awkward, but I don't care. That's a really nice attack. But we did actually see the regular Greninja, or Quijutsu, revealed by mine-mmo.d. All of these where I've got the reveal articles, etc. I will link them all in the description. Give them a bit of a click, would ya? That would be lovely. But they showed off the regular one of these. And then they also went and showed off the Frogadier. And they also went and showed off the Froakie, and I particularly like the Froakie here because the Froakie has got phenomenal artwork by the lovely Yukimori. I adore the model, and I like Yukimori's art generally, but oh my word, I like this one the most. It's absolutely stunning. Hey, speaking of absolutely stunning, they did actually have one more. They had the Blood Moon Ursaluna Special Illustration Rare, which is again a card I love. And as I mentioned to you before when I showed you this card in Japanese, there is a random Munchlax here. I don't know why there is a random Munchlax on this card. It doesn't make a huge amount of sense to me that there is a random Munchlax on this card, but there is. And my 2-year-old loves Munchlax. And I wear a Munchlax hoodie all the time now because my 2-year-old loves Munchlax. So I must have this card, but because it's got a Munchlax on it. Blood Moon Ursaluna actually low-key a really, really good card because what we've got here is an ability that reduces the cost of its attacks by 1 for each prize card your opponent's already taken, and then 240. I mean, you can't attack next turn, but nobody really cares about that, right? We've seen a million times before attacks that don't let you attack next turn. No one ever cares about these attacks because you can just switch in and out and you're fine. No. The fact that you can essentially do 240 damage for like 0 energy, that is incredibly relevant. We like it. What else has been revealed? Well, let's give a shout out to a good friend, the lovely May Plays TV, who went and revealed Fiona. May is a very lovely dude. This Fiona is one of my favourite illustration rares. I don't care about Fiona, just to be clear. What I do care about is Wailord. I love Wailord. I have a big Wailord, not the biggest Wailord, but the sensibly ridiculously large one, not the ridiculously large one. And my children love it. And we all play with a Wailord. And sometimes there's a Wailord attack where someone gets a Wailord thrown at them. Usually me, honestly. And I love Wailord. And there's Wailord and Wailmer all over this card. I think it's absolutely delightful. Playability-wise, single energy, 20 for each energy attached to your opponent's active isn't terrible. I don't think it's good, but it's not absolutely terrible. So yay, I suppose we've got that. What else have we got? Eevee Illustration Rare. We've got a reveal of the Eevee Illustration Rare, and that was revealed by GG Recon. Recon, or however it's pronounced, over on Twitter, but they actually do have an article as well that you can find on their Twitter, so shout out to them. And the Eevee, I mean, look, it's got Ascension, which is a nice little attack here, because single colorless energy, search for a card that evolves in this Pokemon and put it on it. Not terrible, but mostly it's the fact that it's a pile of Eevees that makes this absolutely adorable. They have shown off the regular art by Satoma as well, which is not quite as special, but it's honestly still kind of lovely. And they've gone and shown us the Leafeon that I'm going to go out on a limb and say is not a particularly amazing card, and I'm sorry. Single energy, attach a basic grass from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon, heal that Pokemon completely. Yes, it's nice for completely healing your Pokemon, yay, woo, etc. On the other hand, there will be a lot of games where this is like, hey, do you want to use an attack to heal one of your Pokemon and give up a prize? And if I'm using my attack for the turn and giving up a prize to heal a Pokemon, I'm not entirely sure that's always going to be worth it. There might be some decks that take advantage of it, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say maybe, just maybe, this Leafeon is unfortunately a little bit uninspired. Please don't be mad at me for saying so. Now, we have got the Loyal Free that have gone and been revealed. They have been revealed by PokemonMillennium.net. Also, a lot of these cards have been revealed in multiple languages. I've seen these cards in Spanish, but I'm not sure where they're from. I do know where the Italian versions are from, so they're the ones I'm going to show you. And yeah, so just a shout out on that one. Also, obviously, where we have the English version, I will show you the English version, because that seems fair. And these are actually very interesting, because generally speaking, all the reveals they've shown us are actually from Crimson Haze, the Japanese set, which is already out. These are, I think, the only ones they've actually shown us from Mask of Change, but that's because they've already been revealed in Japanese, so that's okay. What we got here is you got Monkey Dory, 2 energy, 60 damage plus confusion, meh. But if it's in play and a darkness energy is attached to it, you can move 3 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to one of your opponents. That's actually a really nice ability. We got Pheasant Dipty, which has got an ability. If any darkness energy is attached to it and damage would be done to it, flip a coin if heads prevent that damage. And then single energy, 30 damage for each energy on this Pokemon. And of course we got Okie Dokie, 2 energy, 70. And if you've got any darkness energy attached to it, you get 100 HP more, and you deal 100 more damage. Awkward that you've got to keep attaching darkness energy to them, but all ones with a little bit of potential coming in here. They could be fun. Now, over on jpgames.d, we've seen the reveal of the whole Infernape line, including the illustration rare, and the illustration rare here is clearly absolutely beautiful. It's one that an awful lot of people are getting a bit excited about, and I kind of understand why. Although, I gotta say, I am a big fan of the artwork by Jerky on the Chimchar here. I just think that's rather lovely. What does the Infernape actually do here? Well, we got free energy, 200, and you got to discard an energy. Or we've got an ability that once during your turn lets you attach a basic fire and a basic fighting from your hand to your Pokemon in any way that you like. And that's alright. But you got to have the energy in hand. It's a stage 2. It's one of those where you look at it and it looks really good. And it might be really good. It might end up having a huge amount of potential. But it's also kind of annoying in the fact that there is also a decent chance that it's just going to end up being a little bit too awkward. Sorry, but I'm giving him my honest opinion. What do you want me to do? Over on ntower.d, they've gone and shown us Macargo EX. I bought a Macargo EX recently. It's alright. It's a Terror EX, which is quite nice. That's always kind of fun. What we got here is 2 energy, 70 damage plus burn. Or 3 energy, 140 damage. Both players discard the top card of their deck. And it does 140 for each one discarded in this way. Stacking the top of your deck is easier. And that gives you 280. If you hit an energy off both players' decks, you're hitting 420, which is as much as you'll ever need to do, and you do get to mill a card from your opponent, which is kind of fun. It's a bit of a combo-y, gimmicky kind of Pokemon that's a little bit awkward, but if you get it to work, it's kind of amazing. Just kind of putting that one out there. Now, over on Nintendo-Connect.d, they've gone and shown us Gemma and Tracy. Who are, of course, not actually Gemma and Tracy. We've got Lana and Perrin. Now, these are the full arts, not the special illustration rares. Although the special illustration rare, Gemma has actually been previously revealed. And these are pretty cool cards. Perrin here has got that lovely thing whereby you get to choose 2 Pokemon in your hand and swap them for 2 Pokemon in your deck. So you're basically, swapping Pokemon you don't want for Pokemon you do, which is clearly kind of a nice thing to do. And I do think this could see a bunch of play, especially in Pokemon-heavy decks. And, of course, people like Perrin. As for Gemma, or Lana, that's the one where you put 3 in combination of Pokemon and basic energy from your discard pile into your hand, and going straight to your hand is good, but it doesn't let you get rule box Pokemon. It is Pokemon that don't have a rule box, so there's a bunch of Pokemon that are going to be excluded by this particular supporter card, but it's still going to see probably a bunch of play because it's the best one like that we've got. And you got 2 good full art supporters here. Honestly, shout out to Nintendo-Connect.d. That's a good pair of reveals. And there are some that have been revealed in Spanish, and I don't have the source for these. I'm sorry. I will try and find them and add them in the description later. But we've got ourselves the illustration rare Pinsir. I think the Pinsir is amazing. I adore the artwork here. This is a lovely, beautiful card that I want this card. 3 energy, 100, and 2 energy, discard all energy from this Pokemon. At the end of your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon will be knocked out. Automatic KO on anything, yay! Fact that your opponent has an entire turn to just get out the active, less yay. And then we got a pair of Paradox Pokemon, Paradox EXs that have been revealed. We've got ourselves Iron Thorns and Screamtail. These are the 2 that came around in Crimson Haze. We're not expecting any in Mask of Change, so these should be the only 2 from Twilight Masquerade. But as always, we don't actually know. We could be surprised with some more. Now, Screamtail EX, what we've got here is single energy. You can only use it if you go second. You can only use it on your first turn, but it stops your opponent playing a supporter. So they go first, can't play a supporter. You go second, and then on their second turn, they can't use a supporter. Use it to slow your opponent down to take a big lead in the game. Or free energy, 120, discard an energy from your opponent's active. That's not good. Focus on the first attack. And as for Iron Thorns here, what we've got is an ability whereby if it's active, Pokemon with a rule box other than future Pokemon don't have an ability, which is really good. And 140 for free energy, and you move an energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench. It's nice. I like Iron Thorns. Screamtail is like meh. That first attack could be fun. Iron Thorns is good. Like proper good. But now I've told you. And I think those are the reveals we had. Now, I may have missed one. There were a bunch of random European sites, and I've checked with a bunch of friends. Lovely Joe from Cerebi, the lovely Primal Lugia from Poker Guardian, the lovely Immunity, Matthew Varive. I've checked from PidgeyWiki. I've checked with a bunch of people. Those are the ones we found, all right? I think this is all the ones that were revealed. But as always, when there's this many reveals, it can be a bit of a pain. But I've tried my best, ladies and gentlemen. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think of these cards. Tell me which ones you're excited about. Tell me which ones you're not excited about. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Unknown One, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.